Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a full face of makeup, $10 and under. So let's get right into the video. Okay, I put my hair back and I use a total of 4 little pins because I just don't want my hair in my face at all. So now I'm gonna go in to some moisturizer and I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Holy Hydration Hydro Gel Moisturizer. This one retails for $12. However, you can get the other daily moisturizer, which is this one right here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. That one retails for $8, and honestly it's like the same thing. So I just grabbed 2 pumps and then I'm just gonna put this all over my face just to moisturize my skin. And I am also bringing this down to my neck. Now we're going to go into the primer, and I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This one retails for $10, and I'm just going to put some on my face. And then I'll start pressing this into my skin. I really like to focus it like on my T-zone area, just because like this is the area where I have more pores than anywhere else on my face, especially like around my nose. And then I'll just kind of bring it out. All right, so I quickly just used some Got To Be Glued gel on my eyebrows just to get them a little nice and tamed. So now we're gonna go into some under eye concealing, and I'm gonna be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in the shade Orange, and this one you can get for $3.50 at Ulta. Sorry, it's actually $5.50 at Ulta. But yeah, it's pretty cheap for a color correcting concealer, and it does a pretty good job. So to blend this out, I'm just using this Real Techniques 210 brush. This is the Expert Concealer brush, and I'm just tapping this into my under eyes, anywhere that I have like dark circles, which is pretty much all over my under eye. And now before I forget, I'm going to carve out my eyebrows, and I'm going to go in with this Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Concealer. This one retails for $7. And I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand, just a small amount. And I'm going to grab this Real Techniques 073 brush. This is what it looks like. It's meant for like eyeshadows, like a smudging brush, but I like to use it for the concealer under my eyebrows because it's like super like dense. And it's pretty straight, so I'm just gonna carve out the eyebrows with this. And then I'm just putting the concealer that's like left over all over my lid. So like in case you want to go in with any color on your eyelids, they're already prepped. So I'll just go ahead and do the other eyebrow too. And when you're carving out your eyebrows, you like want to go slowly from like the front towards the back, just so that it doesn't look like patchy. I mean, you're like blending it out, but still like you just don't want it to look patchy. And again, just bringing it all the way down towards the lid. I'm just gonna press the product in with my fingers because, like, honestly, your fingertips are like the best thing to use to blend out your concealer because, like, the tips are so warm. So it just like helps distribute the product evenly and super nice. And now we're going to go into the foundation. For the foundation, I'm going to be using this Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This one retails for $7.50 at Target. And I just like to like shake it up a little bit, and then I'll just put this on my finger and start distributing it all over my face. So, and I do go in with 2 layers of this one because I feel like, I don't know, before, this was like one of the first foundations that I ever used, and it used to have more coverage, but now I feel like I have to go in with 2 layers. So that's what I'm doing here. So I did technically like 4 pumps, and any left over on my finger, I'm just putting this on my neck. And to blend this out, I'm just going to go in with a damp beauty sponge. This one is the Morphe one. So I'm just going to tap it all over. I like this sponge because it has like this straight part, and then it also has like the pointy part. So for like concealer, you can go in with the pointy part, and then for like the full foundation, you can go in with this side, which I like using it this way, or you can use the pointy side, whatever works for you. But I just feel like I can get into like the creases of my nose with this side, so that's why I like to use it like that. And then also, when I get to like where my eyebrows are, I literally just like press the Beauty Blender like this, not super close to the eyebrow because I want to have like a little bit of space there. So I love using it this way. There we go. And then like for like in between the brows, it's just, I would recommend using it this way. Let's just put it at that. And then around like the temples too. I'm telling you, just use it that way. And then per usual, I'm avoiding my under eyes. I kind of go a little bit closer to the under eye, but don't necessarily touch the whole thing. And then I'm just going to start blending from like my jawline down to my neck. Alrighty, so we're all nice and pressed into the skin. So now we're gonna go into the bronzer stick, and I'm gonna be using this ColourPop bronze stick. This one retails for $9 at Target. So I'm just going to put this, let me put my hair back a little bit more. I'm gonna put it on like my cheekbones, and then I'll put it right in the center of my forehead and a little bit on the side of the nose and some on the jawline too. And now I'm gonna go into concealer. yes, before blending out the bronzer stick. Again, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Concealer, and I'm going to put this on my forehead, down the nose, Cupid's bow, a little bit on the side of the nose, chin, and then on the under eye. And now to blend out the bronzer, the cream bronzer, I'm going to be using this Real Techniques 438 brush. This one, well, it's a 438 and 439. This one is the Sculpting and Precision Contour brush, and it just looks like this. So I'm going to go from the top and just tap in the cream bronzer. And then I'll go on the side of the nose. You can either use this side or you can use this side also. I'm just going to use this side and kind of bring it up to the eyebrow. And see how I'm being like super careful with that concealer that's down the nose? Like I'm like hardly even touching it. And then I'll go on the sides. Just tap, tap, tap. And I'm bringing it upwards, not bringing it down. Because I don't want the cream bronzer below my ear. So I'll just tap, 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 press that into the skin. Same with this side. And then we'll go on the jawline. When I go into the jawline, I put basically like my jawline right here. So the way that I hold the brush is not like this, it's like this. Just so that it can like get the whole like jawline area, if that makes any sense. And I'm just pressing this into the skin. You don't want to brush the cream bronzer. Otherwise you're gonna like be taking off foundation. So while we were blending out the cream bronzer, we were allowing the concealer to dry. Now it's dry. It's been about a minute, almost two, and we're gonna go ahead and start blending out the concealer. To blend it out, I'm gonna be using the Real Techniques 242 Brightening Concealer Brush. So I'm just gonna start, again, pressing in the product. You don't want to brush it. And then down the nose. So basically what I like to do is go from the top down and then go to my under eyes. Just because I love a bright under eye, so I like to let the concealer sit there for a little bit longer. And I will start blending out the concealer that's under the eyes. So I'll kind of look up a little bit just because I want to get into the creases that are under my eyes. And then if you want, you can go in with the damp beauty blender and just make sure that everything gets nicely pressed in. So I'll go over wherever I put concealer with a damp beauty sponge just to fully like make sure that the concealer is on there. For the blush, we're going to be going into the e.l.f. Putty Blush. This one is in the shade Isla del Sol, and this one is more of like an orangey tone. And to pick this up, I'm going to go in with this Real Techniques 444 brush, and this one is the filtered cheek brush. So I'll pick that up, I'll kind of like swirl the brush in here, and then on the back of my hand, or on the palm of my hand, I'll kind of press that, get any excess product off. And I'm gonna put this just on the high points of my cheeks. And the Putty Blush retails for $7. So we'll just press that in right on the high points. And then if you want, you can put some on like the tip of the nose. Another thing that you can do with the cream bronzer is also put it like in this area right here, because that is a high point and you want to bronze up any high points of your face. So that's one of them. So you can also put some bronzer and cream bronzer on there. So now to set the under eye and anywhere that we put any concealer, I'm going to be going into the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Pressed Powder. And I'm just going to pick up a powder puff, swirl that in here, tap off the excess on the back of my hand, and go right into the under eye. And then I'll just, again, pick some up, swirl off any excess on the back of my hand, and put this anywhere that I put concealer. So I'm also going to go into my eyelids. And the pressed powder retails for like $7.50 at Target. And now I'm just going to grab a big fluffy brush. This one is a Real Techniques 201 powder brush. I'm going to swirl some on the brush, tap off any excess, and go all over the rest of the face super lightly. And then also down to my neck, because we did put some foundation on there. There we go. And now with the Real Techniques 402 setting brush, I'm going to do circular motions on the areas that I put the pressed powder on. So I'm like, at this point, dusting off that pressed powder. Because we're not baking, we're just setting the makeup. And now for the powder bronzer, you guys know I love going in with powder foundations as bronzers. So I'm going to go into this Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. And this one is in the shade 360 Mocha. This one also retails for $7.50 at Target. It's pretty much the same thing as the pressed powder. And grabbing this Real Techniques 051 Genuine Glow fan brush, I'm just going to tap this into the pressed powder, tap off any excess, and this I'm going to put anywhere that I put that cream bronzer on. Just like, you can tap, you can kind of brush, and then kind of go on the temples. Same for the other side. pick up a little bit more, and this I'm gonna put on the side of the nose. So this is what I like about this brush, that I can literally use it like all over the face because it's so like nice and thin that I can go on the side of my nose. And right now I'm going to go across the nose. Like I told you guys, this is a high point of your face, so you do want to bronze that up because the sun would naturally hit on like the top of your nose. And then with whatever's left over, I'm going to go down like on the side and then kind of bring it over to the jawline. So just like this. And now for the blush, I'm going to be going into this Maybelline Fit Me blush. This one is in the shade 50 or Wine. This one retails for $5.99 at Target. And to pick this up, I'm going to be using this Flower Blush brush and just swirling it in here, tapping off any excess, and then I'm just going to again do some circular motions on the high points and over to the side, like to the temple. And that's just my preference. You can choose to go like on the apples of your cheeks. I don't like that for my face structure. I think that keeping it on the high points of my cheeks and over to the side of the temple is best for me. And then I'll swipe this across my eyelids too. So I'll go ahead and do that on the other side as well. And we're just putting this on the eyelids to give the eyelids some color. You can go in with the blush, you can go in with the bronzer, whatever you choose. Like if you're not using any eyeshadow, just to give your eyelids some color, go in with whatever blush you're using, go in with whatever bronzer you're using, whatever you choose. Just give your eyelids some color. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit more and go on the tip of my nose. This is a personal preference. I just like it. I think it makes my look nice. And now to set the face, I'm gonna be going in with this e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. This one retails for $10. So I just like to like shake it up a little bit. And then I'll spray this all over my face. And grab my fan and speed up the drying time. And now we'll go into the eyes. For the eyeliner, I'm going to be going in with this Maybelline Hyper Easy eyeliner. This one retails for $7.99 at Target, and I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner off camera, and I will be right back. All right, so now the eyeliner is on. We're going to go ahead and curl our lashes. So I like to kind of press down about 10 times. So now for the mascara, we're going to go into the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara. This one retails for $9.99. And what I like to do is pretty much just put this on the tips. I used to go on like the root of my eyelashes, but now I've started to do just the tips. And I feel like it just gives me like a better, what's the word, out turn? I don't know. I think you know what I mean. Like it just looks better. So I just do the tips instead of like trying to like get it all in there. It also would make me poke my eye all the time. So I just switched to the tips and I love it more. I kind of want to put some on my lower lash line, but I'm always scared that like it's not gonna look good on me. I don't know, should I do it? Should I just do it? Decisions, decisions. ¿Saben qué? No pasa nada. Let's try it. I've seen that people just like put it like the wand this way instead of this way and just kind of like brush it. A ver qué pasa. And I'm just putting this like on the tips. I don't want to get anywhere close to my waterline. Me manché. Like right under. I feel like you can't really see it. We're just gonna let that dry and then I'll take it off with a Q-tip. Doesn't look terrible. Fuck it, who cares? Maybe I shouldn't brush it and just kind of lightly go over like the tips. So another thing that I have been doing and I forgot to do is to tightline my waterline. So now that the mascara is like dry on the upper lashes, I'm just gonna go in with it. It just really like makes my lashes look fuller, and I'm using the Essence Stay and Play gel liner in the shade brown. So I'm just tightlining the waterline just so that they look a little bit more full. And this gel liner retails for $2.99 at Ulta. I think they have it at Target too. Can you tell Target is like my favorite place to shop? So now that my eyebrows are like nice and dry, I'm gonna go in to this Maybelline Express Brow Pencil. This one retails for $7.99. I use the shade Black Brown, and all I do is lightly go like at the beginning of my brows and just like all along the bottom only. I don't touch the top. If I do, I only go from like here over to like the end, but I don't really like to touch the front just because I don't want them to end up looking like blocks. So I'll just, for the most part, go like only on the lower part. And then I just kind of like elongate the tail. And then grabbing the spoolie side, I will like brush the front first just to distribute some color there, and then very lightly on the rest of the eyebrow. So it just kind of makes it look like more like natural eyebrows. So now for the lip liner, we're going to be going into this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. This one is in the shade London, and this is like a very nude brown. This one retails for $3.99 at Target. So let's just go ahead and line our lips. And it's so creamy. I'm like, for $3.99, I would think that they would be kind of like rough. But NYX does have good quality, like budget friendly makeup. So, and it's just so good. And now for the lip color, I'm going to be going into this Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink lip color. And with these, it says to shake them for about 5 seconds. I guess it just like starts up the formula that makes it long lasting. This is super long lasting. You can also use the tip as the lip liner. You don't need to go in with a lip liner. And oh, this one is in the shade 120 Punchy, and it retails for $9.99 at Target. I'm going to go in with the setting spray one more time, just to lock in all the makeup. All right, you guys, and that is all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Comment down below what else you would like to see. And if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button too. And with that being said, I will see you all on my next video. Bye.